In this lesson, we will cover the reason why gratitude is important to our own well-being. We're going to go over some research and the science behind gratitude and give you a few quick exercises you can do to practice gratitude and therefore improve your own overall well-being. So, what does gratitude have to do with happiness and the science of positive psychology? Well, it turns out a lot. You know, when we were kids, our grandparents, parents, friends used to tell us to be grateful. As kids, we really didn't understand that. Well, I didn't. And especially here in the Western world, we think we need to have everything. We compare ourselves with others who have, we think, everything. We think we deserve everything we have. We think our health, even our health, is just, given, and do not think about it until we get sick and then quickly forget again. We think we work hard, make money, and the money can buy us anything we want. But for those of us who watch Simpsons, it is a cartoon series here in the US. I'm almost positive you can find it online, just Google it. But be grateful you have Google and other search engines so you can actually find almost anything online. So from Simpsons, when Bart said that he doesn't have to be grateful because, we simply worked hard and make money, we deserve it, and we paid for all these things, so why be grateful? Now, it's cut. Regardless of what you believe in, and for that matter, if you believe at all, being grateful has lots of benefits. Now, religion really got it. Gratitude is highly regarded attribute in all the religions that I'm aware of. Most religious leaders believe that we are morally obligated to express gratitude. I remember my grandparents and my parents used to say, "Count your blessing, not your troubles." Well, the researcher cut. Well, the research done by Robert Emmons from University of California and Michael McCullough from University of Miami, they actually wanted to test that statement, if you will, and to see what gratitude has to do with our happiness. They published results in a paper called Counting Blessings versus Burden, an experimental investigation of gratitude and subjective well-being in daily life. And, for those of you, again, who wanted to get even deeper into the research, the document is attached to this lecture. So here's what they did. As in most psychology tests, they divided participants into three groups. So number one, they told to think about and write about 5 things in life they're grateful for. To group number 2, they told just to write 5 hustles that occurred in life. And group number 3 was what we call the control group. So they were just asked to write down 5 events that impacted their life with no specific directions. This research was going on over a 10 weeks period, and participants reported on a weekly basis. They reported back. So the results were actually amazing. Group number 1, the group that was asked to write about things they were grateful for, comparing to other 2 groups, felt better about their life as a whole and have increased optimism. Now, they reported fewer sicknesses than the other 2 groups, and many started exercising and doing some other positive habits. The second similar study showed additional benefits such as increase in positive effect, decrease in negative effect, and even improved sleep. So they basically got long-term benefits. And that's really what we are interested in, a long-term happiness and improved well-being. If you just wanted to quickly increase your happiness, you wouldn't even take this course, but rather just take a piece of chocolate. Okay, you can still have a piece of chocolate. That's okay. Other folks, unfortunately turn to drugs and alcohol, and we know that it temporarily alters your brain. Actually, alters it long term, but it temporarily makes these people happier. But we know that in the long term it brings them misery, unfortunately. So, of course, we are not talking about chocolate. A piece of dark chocolate, by the way, based on the research, is really good for you, and I take it every night, believe it or not. And I am grateful that I'm able to have this for myself. But didn't really perform any research on myself to see if there is a long-term benefits, but I was told there is. Basically, if I have to stop eating my chocolate, that would probably decrease my optimism rather than increase it. So, I was writing this lecture on the train. I really want to share a story with you folks because it's interesting. So I was writing this lecture. I got off the train at what's called Newark, New Jersey train station. And then I get to another train, the PATH train to the World Trade Center in New York. And considering this as a business station, most everyone buys these passes. And they just swipe, and they pass through the train station, as you can see here. But there was a lady in front of me whose pass just didn't work. And obviously she ran out of rides, but didn't notice that there were a lot of people, behind me. And I immediately pulled out my pass and just swiped it so she can go. Surprising look on her face. She said, "Are you sure?" "Of course," I said. And the small act of what I call an unexpected kindness, again, explained really detailed in my other program, the acts of unexpected kindness here on Curious, made a special day for this lady. And I'm sure that the moment will last for her a very long time. She will remember this for a long time. But for me, it made me happy that I was able to help another person. And because while I was preparing for lecture on gratitude, obviously, I became even kinder. I would do this, but there was no thinking, and truly didn't think for a second before I swiped out a card and actually purchased a train ride for a stranger who I will probably never see again. Actually, I don't even know how this lady looks like. Purposely didn't look at her face because even if I, did see her, I wouldn't recognize her. But why didn't I make it clear? I didn't want to look at her face because then she would feel like she needed to thank me. This wasn't the purpose of this act of unexpected kindness. But because if I did, again, she would, just keep thanking me, and that wasn't the point. In fact, I almost guarantee that I made her day, that unconsciously she will help another person. She will help another person, if not the same day, another day. I'm almost sure of that. Or if nothing else, she will talk about this small act of unexpected kindness, because I do when it happened to me all the time. And so this will cut. She will talk about this unexpected act of kindness, and that will inspire someone else to do a similar act. Cut. If the gratefulness is so good, what can we do to become even more grateful and therefore improve our well-being? So let me tell you what I do, and then I will give you an exercise. Before I go to bed, I actually do what I call 3 good things. Cut. So 3 good things. I know we all have very limited time, so I will make this gratitude exercise very simple. And it will take you 1 or 2 minutes a day. Are you ready? Ready to give a gratitude a try? Okay. So to invest 1 to 2 minutes a day to improve your well-being and happiness, that's really not bad, right? I know you are ready. So here it is. exercise. For the next 30 days, write down each day 3 good things that happened to you that day. That could be very small, ordinary event, your personal attributes and other people that you value and respect to have in your life. Really anything, small. So here's how to do it, so you don't forget. Take it actually, what you do is, do what I do. You can use this form that I attached, or just simply take a piece of paper and put it next to your bed, right next to the bed so you don't forget. Take a pen, something that you know it will not stop working, and then just put it on top of this piece of paper. So it will be right by your bed. There will be pen on top, good pen that doesn't stop working. There will be this piece of paper. You will take 1 or 2 minutes. You will take this before you go to bed, and you will write 3 good things that happened that day. What that will do is, not only that we know based on research, it will improve our happiness and overall well-being, your happiness and your overall well-being, but in turn, it will help you have a better sleep. You will focus on good things rather than bad things, and in the long term, even the research shows that even writing 2 minutes for 2 days in a row it will improve your overall well-being. And that, again, is discussed in my journaling lecture in other programs. So, cut. I'm truly grateful for the opportunity to share this knowledge with you folks, people from all over the world. Are you grateful you had an opportunity to listen to this lecture? In this lecture, we covered briefly what is gratitude, why being grateful is so important, who covered some research. We covered some research and the results from the research, and we also introduced what's called 3 good things, an exercise that will help all of us, when we do, become even more grateful and therefore increase our happiness.